Hello and welcome. My name is Alan and we are back with more Know Your Members of Congress for the 119th Congress. Today, before we get into the video, I do want to go ahead and remind you we got two ways to donate to the channel if you are so inclined. I have a Patreon account, which is a month-to-month monthly donation system, and I have a Coffee account, which can do much the same, but also allows you to make single one-time payments. I'll have links to both in the description box below the video. Do not donate if you are in financial stress, or donating will put you in financial stress. Tough enough out there on everybody with all the idiots in charge as it is. If you can afford it and you wish to donate, thank you. I really do appreciate it. It's me, myself, and I that do the videos. I do the research, the filming, editing, and the posting. So, yeah, and I've sworn off doing commercials as a personal choice, and I don't get any money from the actual videos as of yet. So, with all that said, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Today, we are looking at Senator Amy Klobuchar, who is one of the two senators for the state of Minnesota. She is a Democrat, and before she took office, she was preceded in office by Mark Dayton. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at who Amy Klobuchar is as an individual. She was born in Plymouth, Minnesota on May the 25th, 1960, attended the public schools in Plymouth, graduated magna cum laude from Yale University in 1982, earned a JD from the University of Chicago in 1985, has been an attorney and law partner, Hennepin County Attorney 1999 to 2006, before being elected as a Democrat to the U.S. Senate in 2006, for the term commencing January 3rd, 2007, re-elected in 2012, 2018, and again in 2024 for the term ending January 3rd, 2031. Now, let's go ahead and look at the committees she is on. She is on the Committee on Agriculture, Nutrition, and Forestry, of which she's a ranking member, which means she is also a member of all the subcommittees on that committee, ex officio. So she's on the subcommittee on commodities, derivatives, risk management, and trade, the subcommittee on conservation, forestry, natural resources, and biotechnology, the subcommittee on food and nutrition, specialty crops, organics, and research, the subcommittee on livestock, dairy, poultry, and food safety, and the subcommittee on rural development, energy, and credit. She is on the Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation, of which she's on the Subcommittee on Consumer Protection, Technology, and Data Privacy. She's on the Subcommittee on Surface Transportation, Freight, Pipelines, and Safety. And she's on the Subcommittee on Telecommunications and Media. She's on the Committee on Rules and Administration. She's on the Committee on the Judiciary. of which she's on the subcommittee on antitrust, competition policy, and consumer rights, the subcommittee on border security and immigration, the subcommittee on crime and counterterrorism, the subcommittee on privacy, technology, and the law, of which she is a ranking member. She's on the Joint Committee of Congress on the Library, the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies 2024, of which she is chairman, and she is on the Joint Economic Committee. Now, let's go ahead and look at her top 5 individual donors and contributors over the last election cycle. At the top, number 1, we have AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, and they are an American pro-Israel lobbying group that advocates its policies to the legislative and executive branches of the United States. It is one of several pro-Israel lobbying organizations in the United States and has been called one of the most influential lobbying groups in the U.S. It proclaims itself a bipartisan organization, but it's mainly just bribery of both parties. It reports, as of 2025, more than 5 million members in the U.S., 17 regional offices, and a vast pool of donors. It was founded in 1954 by lobbyists for the Israeli government, partly to counter international criticism of Israel's Tibia massacre of Palestinian villagers that year. It became a powerful organization in the 1980s, and in 2002 it expressed intent to lobby Congress to authorize use of force in Iraq, and defended the Iraq War in 2003 at AIPAC events. In 2005, a Pentagon analyst pled guilty to espionage charges of passing U.S. government secrets to senior AIPAC officials in what became known as the AIPAC espionage scandal. Altogether, it has donated $110,850, and once again, that's AIPAC. Next, at number 2, we have J Street, which is an American nonprofit liberal Zionist advocacy and lobbying group based in the U.S., whose aims include strengthening Jewish democracy in Israel, promoting a diplomatic end to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict with a two-state solution, and opposing the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement. It describes itself as the political home for pro-Israel, pro-peace Americans who want Israel to be secure, democratic, and a national home of the Jewish people. Many right-wing and Zionist critics allege that J Street and their policies they support are anti-Israel, while at the same time left-wing and anti-Zionist movements criticize J Street's positions supporting Zionism and aid to Israel, its rejection of boycott, divestment, and sanctions, and human rights organizations' allegations of a Gaza genocide and past efforts against Palestinian statehood. It was founded in 2007. Altogether, it has donated $53,560, and once again, that's J Street. Next, at number 3, we have Wachtell Lipton et al. Their full name being Wachtell Lipton Rosen and Katz. They are an American white shoe law firm in New York City that operates from a single Manhattan office and is one of the smallest firms in the AmLaw 100 and was founded in 1965 by Herbert Wachtell and Jerry Kern, who were joined shortly after by Martin Lipton, Leonard Rosen, and George Katz. Altogether, they have donated $44,624, and once again, that's Wachtell Lipton et al. Next, at number 4, we have Apollo Global Management, and they are an American asset management firm that primarily invests in alternative assets, and as of 2025 had $840 billion of assets under management, including $392 billion invested in credit, including mezzanine capital, hedge funds, non-performing loans, and collateralized loan obligations, $99 billion invested in private equity, and $46.2 billion invested in real assets, including real estate and infrastructure. The company invests money on behalf of pension funds, financial endowments, and sovereign wealth funds, as well as other institutional and individual investors. It was founded in 1990 by Leon Black, Josh Harris, Mark Rowan, and other bankers from the defunct Drexel, Burnham, and Lambert, and is headquartered in New York City with offices across North America, Europe, and Asia. Co-founder Leon Black resigned as CEO in 2021 in the wake of the sexual misconduct allegations and revelations that he had paid $158 million to Jeffrey Epstein. Altogether, they have donated $42,586, and once again, that's Apollo Global Management. And finally, in 5th, we have the University of Minnesota, or the University of Minnesota Twin Cities, which is a public land-grant research university in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul in Minnesota, and is the flagship institution of the University of Minnesota system, and is organized into 19 schools, colleges, and other major academic units. It was founded by the Minnesota Territorial Legislature as a territorial university in 1851, 7 years before Minnesota achieved statehood, with the Twin Cities campus being the oldest and largest of the University of Minnesota system. Its enrollment is 56,661 students as of fall 2024, which places it among the 10 largest U.S. campuses by enrollment. The campus comprises locations in Minneapolis and St. Paul, approximately 3 miles apart. The University of Minnesota is classified as an R1 doctoral university, very high research activity by the Carnegie classification, and it is a member of the Association of American Universities. The National Science Foundation ranked the University of Minnesota 22nd among American universities for research and development expenditures in 2022, with $1.202 billion. The Minnesota Golden Gophers compete in 21 intercollegiate sports in NCAA Division I as a member of the Big Ten Conference and have won 29 national championships. And as of March 2024, Minnesota's current and former students have won a total of 90 Olympic medals, and there are 25 Nobel laureates associated with the university. Altogether, it has donated $40,797, and once again, That's the University of Minnesota. Now, let's go ahead and look at the top 5 industry donors and contributors over the last election cycle. At the top, number 1, we have Democratic liberal groups, who altogether have donated $2,646,049. Next at number 2 is retired, who altogether have donated $939,266. Next at number 3 is women's issues, who altogether have donated $524,239. Next at number 4 is attorneys and law firms, who altogether have donated $482,237. And in 5th, we have pro-Israel groups, who altogether have donated $344,518. Now let's go ahead and look at all her donors at a glance. Individually, APAC, boo suck. J Street, boo suck. Walktel, Lipton, et al. Ooh. Apollo Global Management, boo suck. University of Minnesota, great. Absolutely wonderful. Starting off not too good. Let's go ahead and look at her donors by industry at a glance. Democratic liberal organizations, boo suck. Retire, great. Absolutely wonderful. Women's issues, great. Absolutely wonderful. Attorneys and law firms, ooh. Pro-Israel groups, boo suck. Yeah, a little better, not much. So, all in all, I think I'm going to judge you as your donors suck ass. I was considering pushing you up to the next level, but I was like, I don't know if that is a good idea given all those negatives you have. But this has been a look at Senator Amy Klobuchar, who is one of the 2 senators for the state of Minnesota. As always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. Someone tells you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll be putting my links and sources in the description box below the video. And yeah, when you post, it can't be tinfoil hat wearing sources or a bunch of anecdotes slapped together to try to make a source. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, later.